In this video, I am going to explain about what is page replacement and what is the need for page replacement algorithm. So I'll explain these two concepts in this video. I'll explain this concept with the help of an example. Let us assume that this is the secondary memory and this is the primary memory, and here I am using paging method for memory allocation. So entire secondary memory is divided into equal sized portions. Here each portion is called as a page, and entire primary memory is divided into equal sized portions, and here each portion is called as a frame. Let us assume that the size of the page is 5 bytes and the size of frame is also 5 bytes, because we know that frame size should be same as the page size. Now let us assume that I have two processes, process P and process Q. Here P is of size 20 bytes and Q is of size 20 bytes. So I cannot store the entire process in one page, right? Because page size is 5 bytes. So I cannot store entire process P, which is of 20 bytes, into one page. So I will divide the process P into 4 parts: P1, P2, P3, P4. P1 is the first part, P2 is the second part, like that. In the similar way, I have a process Q which is of 20 bytes. So I cannot store entire process Q into the secondary into one page. So I will divide the process Q into 4 parts: Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. So now process Q and process P are stored in the secondary memory like this. Let us assume that P1 is stored here, P2 is stored here, P3 is stored here, P4 is stored here, and Q1 is here, Q2, Q3. Wherever memory is free, at that location you can store these processes Q3 and Q4. So we know that for each and every process there will be a page table. So for process Q we have a page table, and process P also we have a page table. Here each and every page table contains some attributes, right? So here I am considering only three attributes: page number, frame number, and valid or invalid bits. What are the page numbers for process Q? Process Q is stored in 2, page number 2, page number 3, so page number 2 and page number 3, and so page number 5, page number 6, page number 5, page number 6. So these are the page numbers for process Q. So in page number 2, Q1 is stored. Okay. In page number 3, Q3 is stored. In page number 5, Q2 is stored. And in page number 6, Q4 is stored. Okay. So now in the similar way, so what are the page numbers related to process P? Process P is stored in page number 1, page number 4. So here I have written page number 1, page number 4, then page number 7, page number 9. So page number 7, page number 9. Okay, in page number 1 P1 is stored, in page number 4 P2 is stored, in page number 7 P4 is stored, in page number 9 P3 is stored. Okay, so now page table contains page numbers. So now let us assume that CPU wants to execute process P and process Q, but those processes are available in the secondary memory. So CPU cannot access the data from the secondary memory directly. So memory management unit or operating system should bring the processes Q and processes B from secondary memory to the primary memory. So here if you observe, process P and Q in total requires 8 pages. It requires, these two processes requires 8 pages, right? So that means these two processes requires 8 frames in the primary memory, but we have only 4 frames. That means we cannot store all the data of process P and process Q into the primary memory. So what we will do here is, we will load only some portions of the process P and process Q. Let us assume that for process P only P1 and P4 are stored. Let us assume that. And for process Q, only Q2 and Q3 are stored. Okay, so now page table will be updated, right? So here this is the page table for process Q, right? So process Q, what are the page numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7, right? So among these pages, how many pages are brought to the primary memory? Q2 and Q3 are brought to the primary memory. So for Q2 and Q3 we should write the frame numbers. So what is the frame number for Q3? Frame number is 4. And what is the frame number for Q2? For Q2 frame number is 3. And remaining two pages Q1 and Q4 are there in the secondary memory only. They are not brought to the primary memory, so the frame numbers will become zeros. Okay, so here if you observe, Q2 and Q3 are brought to the primary memory, right? So their valid and invalid becomes valid. That means the valid indicates that these pages are available in the primary memory. So Q2 and Q3 are available in the primary memory. And if you observe, Q1 and Q4 are not brought to the primary memory, so their valid and invalid bit becomes invalid. Here invalid bit indicates that particular page is not brought to the primary memory. That means these pages are available in the secondary memory. In the similar way, if you observe, for process P, only P1 and P4 are brought to the primary memory. So for P1 and P4, we should write the frame numbers. P1 is stored in frame number 1. So here I have to write frame number 1. P4 is loaded into frame number 2. So for P4, I should write frame number 2. So for these two processes, valid and invalid bit becomes valid. So here valid indicates that 1 and 4, these two pages are available in the primary memory. For remaining two pages, P2 and P3 are not brought to the primary memory, right? So their frame numbers becomes 0. So their valid and invalid bit becomes invalid. That means these two pages are available in the secondary memory. These two pages are not brought to the primary memory. That is the meaning. Now page tables are also updated, right? So finally CPU wants to execute P and Q. So we have loaded some portion of process P and some portion of process Q into the primary memory. And we have updated the page table for process Q and page table for process P. Now let us assume that CPU has requested for page for P1. CPU has requested for P1. If you observe, P1 is already available in the primary memory, right? P1 is already available in the primary memory. Here if you observe, CPU is requesting for one page and that page is already available in the primary memory. So now CPU can access the data from the primary memory and can execute P1 data. So this is called page hit. This is called page hit. So page hit is nothing but CPU is requesting for some page and that page is already available in the primary memory. So we can call it as a page hit. So now let us assume that, so if you observe for page number P1, for P1, this is the page table for P, right? So here if you observe, this is the P1. If you consider the record of P1, then the page number is 1 and frame number is 1. That means, and valid and invalid bit is valid. That means this particular page is available in the primary memory, right? If CPU is requesting for some page and that page is available in the primary memory at frame number 1. So this is called page hit. Now let us take another example. Let us assume that now CPU is requesting for P3. If you observe, P3 is not loaded into the primary memory, right? That means CPU is requesting for some page and that page is not loaded into the primary memory. So this is called page fault. This is called page fault. So page fault is nothing but CPU is requesting for some page and that page is not available in the primary memory. So here only P4 and P1 are available, right? So P3 is not available in the primary memory. This is called page fault. Okay, so now what we should do? CPU is requesting for some page, that page is not available in the primary memory. So our task is to bring P3 from secondary memory to the primary memory. So we should bring P3 to the primary memory. Then only CPU can access P3 and can execute P3, right? So we should bring P3 to the primary memory. But here if you observe, there is no free space in the primary memory, right? Here CPU is requesting for P3, so we have to load P3 into the primary memory, but here we don't have any free space. So here what we should do is, among these 4 frames we should choose one frame, and that frame is called the victim frame. That frame is called victim frame. Among these 4 frames we have to choose one frame. We can choose any frame. That frame is called the victim frame. Then what we should do is, we should deallocate memory space for the victim frame. We should deallocate the memory space for victim frame, and we should allocate memory for P3. This is called page replacement. This is called page replacement. And in order to choose one frame among these frames, we use page replacement algorithms. Okay, page replacement algorithms are used in order to choose one frame among all the frames in the primary memory. So we use page replacement algorithm to choose the victim page. Let us assume that by using page replacement algorithm, we have chosen the P4. We have chosen P4. That means we have chosen frame 2 as the victim frame. What is the victim frame now? Frame 2 is the victim frame. So once we have chosen the victim frame, we should deallocate the memory space for that frame. That means we should free up that space. So now memory allocated for P4 will be deallocated. Now we should refer to the page table. Here we have P4, right? Previously P4 is stored in frame number 2. So I have written here 2. But now memory allocated for P4 is deallocated, right? So we should change frame number to 0 and valid and invalid bit to invalid, because this memory for this P4 is deallocated. So here I have to write 0 and here I have to write invalid. So in this way we should update the page table. When you deallocate the memory space of a particular frame, then we should update the page table. So now this memory space is free, right? Now this memory space is free. Now we can allocate this memory space to the P3. We should allocate the same memory space for P3. Okay, once we have allocated the memory space, then again we should update the page table. Here we have P3, right? For P3 previously there is no frame number to P3. Now what is the frame number? 2. Now 2 is the frame number for P3, and valid and invalid bit is set to valid. Okay, so in this way we should update the page table. So when there is a page replacement, then we should update the page tables. Okay, so finally what is page replacement? Here if you observe, P4 is, we are replacing P4, right, with P3. So this is called page replacement. We are replacing a page with another page. This is called page replacement, and in order to choose the victim page, here we should use the page replacement algorithm. By using page replacement algorithm, we can choose one frame among all the frames in the primary memory. So this is about page replacement and page replacement algorithm.